Hey guys,
I'm Jerry.
I'm Sierra.
We're ladies.
And we tangent.
Leave it in, Jerry. No, okay.
We'll get there.
I'm just thinking with my dick. With my dick.
That shit
With my
dumb.
I'm just thinking with my dick. Do I know that song?
I'm sure I've listened to it around you.
Probably
I do love it.
through you.
Let me see your dick. Let me see your dick. Let me see your nail.
Oh, they're just nude.
Pretty.
They're just nude.
I went with the green shimmery
Oh,
thing
pretty.
happening.
And a little matte guy.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny is, so I had my nail appointment yesterday, right after I took Ollie to school, and I didn't have time to get coffee, and I was like, boo-hoo, I want coffee. And so Brady was like, I'll bring you coffee. So he brings, sweet man, brings coffee to my nail appointment, and I only know he's there because I hear, is Jerry here? When he walks in the building. And I was like, just keep walking back. It gave me me popping in and like doing faces in all the rooms until I found which room you were in.
Yep.
But he comes back and I was like, hey, why don't you pick out a polish for me? I'm just going to get just a polish and no design.
Yeah.
And he stares at these polishes and I'm like, no, please don't pick something I hate. And he went straight to the fall colors because it's fall, and I was like, that's good. And then he picks one out, and as soon as he leaves, I look at her and I go, we're not doing that color.
What color?
I was like, there's nothing wrong with it. It was like I don't know, a color I think I would have if I were 60.
I would do it.
Well, I think it would look better with your skin tone than mine. You know what I mean?
I see. Yeah.
It was kind of like a lighter,
Reddish?
orangier lip color that you have on.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And so then I panic picked this guy, and then I realized it is the color of my
Your
flesh.
skin.
Like the exact color of my flesh. And then I told her, I was like, why don't you do a matte top coat, and then it'll just look like I don't have nails at all. It's just an extension of my fingers. And she's like, that's horrifying.
It's amphibious.
Yeah. I was like, I think maybe it's subtle horror.
Yeah.
For Halloween time.
I like that.
But then I said, I'm just kidding. Don't you fucking dare put matte.
Don't do that. Don't do
on
that
top
to
of
me.
this. So yeah, it's
Fun.
literal nude nails.
I love it.
Thanks.
They are nude.
Yeah, my nude, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
What's up, everyone?
Hello. You guys like nail talk or no? Speaking of nail talk,
Oh my god, dude.
adjacent to mom talk.
Okay.
What I need you to know is that I have tagged mom talk several times in our TikToks because in my mind, I thought mom talk was just moms of TikTok.
No.
Right? Sure isn't. Guess who's watched 1.5 episodes of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives?
Yep.
I know that mom talk stands for something totally different.
Swinging?
That is the tip of the iceberg, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of them were like, we're so mad at her for saying that we did that because we didn't do that. And I'm like,
Feels like you did it.
feels like something.
Feels like something that someone who did it would say.
Foot here. So yeah, I am watching it.
Okay, I do want to
Now.
watch that. Somebody just told me to watch it.
Nicole?
She might have. Yes, I think it was her.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was her at the birthday party.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild. The moms of mom talk,
The grandmom talks.
the one girl's mom is fucking wild for how she speaks to her daughter. And like, I know moms talk that way to their kids, but the fact that she says it with
On
her
camera?
whole momussy on camera,
Yeah.
she knows she's being recorded, and she's like, you do the stupidest things, and I'm ashamed that you're my kid, or like something adjacent to that, like you're an embarrassment to me, and I can't stand to be around you, and like walks off.
God.
I'm like, and her daughter's just sitting there like, yeah, this is how she talks to me. Like, now, did the daughter make really dumb decisions? I think she made human decisions.
Okay.
You know what? If I'm going to be crisp like in this moment, I would say she made some real human choices.
Okay.
Such as swinging.
You think that's a human
soft swinging? I think a human would make that choice because a human did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
I think many humans do it all the time. None that I know.
I think you're probably right.
I've not.
No.
However, I could.
However, it's there. It's there for the taking.
Yeah,
If you need that to be a decision.
it is.
Wow. That's very interesting. Yeah, I got to watch it.
So now I know. I mean, if I'm going to, I still might hashtag mom talk, but now I know that that's not what it doesn't mean what I think it does.
I think it's funnier if we do now.
We keep doing it. Yeah.
I want to be on their pages.
Yeah. I love that there's like queen bees of mom talk. It's like Taylor versus Whitney.
Oh, yeah. Taylor Frankie, right?
Taylor Frankie Paul or something like that.
She's the only one I know.
She's the one whose mom's mean
to
her.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Right now,
but I do know that some of the people, this is very base level what I know of it, is that she kind of was like, yeah, we're all swingers, and because she cheated on her husband, and they're all like, what? That's what it seems like to me.
Yes, that's what's portrayed in the show.
This is what we do. And they're like, no, we don't. You were just cheating on your husband and you don't want to get caught.
Yeah, but she's like, we've all made out with everyone.
Interesting.
So like, why would she say that? You know what I mean? There's a difference to me saying like, we're all swingers because but saying I've made out with all of their husbands.
Oh, their husbands, not just the wives. Because I was like, okay, we've all gotten wine drunk.
No.
Whatever.
No.
Interesting development.
Yes.
Wow. I gotta watch this fucking show.
You really do, dude. Yeah. I'm only at the part where it's a fight for mom talk between Whitney and Taylor. And Taylor...
What do they get if they win?
Mom talk, I guess.
What is it? I don't understand.
I mean, it's just, well, they get brand deals and stuff. They dance with each other on TikTok and then they get brand deals for shit.
Okay.
And so Whitney right now, the part that I'm at, she's discussing with her mom and sister whether or not she should take a brand deal from a sex toy line.
Oh.
Because she's like, the money's good. The money
We've done it.
The money is good. But also, we talk about sex a lot.
That's true.
I think
very true.
For us, it makes sense. Like what they're discussing now is like, does this make sense for your platform?
For your brand.
It very much makes sense for us. We have our own ladies and pleasure line in our minds.
Dildos after dark or whatever.
But Whitney, she's not sure if it fits in with her platform.
Okay.
However, I think she's trying a little cognitive dissonance, if you will, to say, I think I could make it work for $20,000.
You probably could.
To just post a picture holding it.
What are we holding?
The vibrator.
Oh, just a vibrator?
Yes.
Not like a huge dildo.
No, just a vibrator. God. It's like this big.
Yeah. I'd do it.
I would do it too.
I'd do it in front of both my parents.
I'd do it with my mom.
Have her hold one too.
Yeah. Mommy and me vibrators.
Great. Everybody, just so you know, I am still a bit sick if you can't tell.
And just so you guys know, I would never pose for a picture with, well, you know what? No, that's a lie. That's a lie. I want to say I wouldn't pose with a vibrator in my mom.
Dude, for $20,000 in your mom?
And not in. I definitely wouldn't in. I have some things I need to think about.
Yeah, for $20,000, I would think about a lot. I would make some decisions about a lot of things.
I'd have to talk to my therapist, my pastor. I don't have one of those. I'd find one to talk about it, though. Probably.
I need a pastor.
The mayor.
Yeah, we know him, sort of.
Yeah.
We know adjacent.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I don't know if I can tell this story. I'm going to. I went to... Anyways, I am still sick, everybody. So if you hear me coughing and clearing my throat and congested, just know that my body's going through it, and I'm sorry about it. Okay, Now we're back. Because not only am I still getting over bronchitis, now I have allergies from being back in Ohio. My eyes are super itchy. I have congestion up here. It's a whole fucking thing.
Dude, my entire body was itching.
Oh my God.
I had to mix
the way that my eyes and ears are itching makes me want to claw them out. That's how I know it's allergies.
Anti-itch cream in with my regular body butter and just slathered myself in it.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad news bears over here. But I went to the vet, not because of my sickness.
Okay. She's like, the doctors won't help me. I went straight. I said, I'm sick as a dog. What do you have for me?
No, but I did go to a vet because my cat, feral cat Lucy, needed her nails trimmed.
Yeah.
She's crazy with those claws, okay?
Yep.
So I took her to get not declawed. Not going to do that. But they will file them down and make them kind of short. And then I have nail caps that I can try to put on her. Now, we went there and I was like, just a heads up. She is who she is. And the vet tech goes, oh, I remember her from when she got spayed because she made a scene. And I was like, great. She had 4 vet techs holding her, a cone on her head, swaddled like a baby in a blanket so that they could do her nails. And she was, Jerry, I was in the waiting room. The entire waiting room was quiet and you could just hear her like, we were all looking at each other and I was like, that's mine.
I thought they were going to put her under.
They thought they might have to. They didn't have to. Okay. Because then I was like, dude, just put her under.
Yeah.
But the
she
lady
needs to be unconscious.
The lady comes back out and she goes, honestly, it sounds a lot worse than it is. She's honestly doing fine. She's just being
singing.
She's being very vocal. And I was like,
it.
well, that's good. So she wasn't like clawing or biting or scratching. So they were like, she was just...
She was giving them the old scuttle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
So she comes back out and she's pissed. She's like... and I was like, okay, girl, I'm sorry.
If you hadn't just taken away these weapons of mine, I'd have
I fucked you all up, dude. But anyways, that's not the important part. The important part is that the person at the desk says something because my old last name is still in there, right?
Yes.
And she's like, Heron, which one are you? Which one's your dad? And I was like, Jan. She thought it was Kelly. And I said, that's actually my cousin and I. We have a podcast. She's like my best friend. That's her dad. And blah, blah, blah. They were like, oh, yeah, I can't tell because you all kind of look alike. You all have hair and features. Like me and Sam, I think is what she was. Yes. And I was like, totally, I get that. And then she said, oh, I've known your family for a long time. My parents were actually really good friends with your grandpa. She goes, one of my mom's favorite stories to tell is that her and your grandpa were dancing on a table together when they were drunk one night. And she slipped and fell off and broke her hip.
Oh my God.
And she goes, and to this day, she blames your grandpa for that.
Well,
and I got teary-eyed because I said, I'm sorry, he died before we were born, so I actually don't really know like anything about him. But I was like, that's such a fucking cool story.
But also,
I'm sorry.
I feel like a kindred spirit with this man who dances on tables when he's drunk.
That's where I get the dancing on tables gene from. Now I know.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, that was just a fun story. I was like, oh, I don't ever really hear that much about him, but dancing on tables definitely makes sense.
Yeah, I know fits that story. I know the story of...
You knew that story?
No.
Oh.
I know it now. No. I know 2 other stories.
Okay.
One of the stories is that he used to play pranks on my mom a lot. Like when she was at their house to hang out with my dad, he would get into her car and turn her hazards on and her windshield wipers and turn her radio up all the way. So when she turned on her car, she fucking...
That's hilarious.
I know. And the other one was somebody was really excited that they got this new like 2-way radio, like walkie-talkie thing that could go up to like 2 miles.
Yeah.
And he looked at him and said, go walk around the track 8 times and see if it works. Yeah.
That's not how that works.
That's not how that works. But what a sarcastic man.
Aw, fun.
Anyway.
So that's all I have.
Dead people.
Dead people. Grief is a funny thing.
You have to come to the show to figure out what that's about.
Yeah, come to our show, everybody. We have 4
left.
4 more.
I know.
That's sad, but exciting.
Speaking of 4 more, I love Kamala. Anyway.
Okay, hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. The debates were sick. Okay, come to our shows. We will not eat pets. I know we're from Ohio. That's not happening here.
Your cats are safe with us.
Turns out that's not happening here.
Yeah.
Turns out.
Salt Lake City, San Diego,
Las Vegas,
Phoenix. Your pets are all safe.
Yes.
We won't touch them.
No, we won't. Unless
you want us to, in which case I'm going to give them a belly scratch.
Oh, I definitely will. Speaking of pets and animals, you don't even know what I have today.
I don't know anything. I almost asked you the second we got here, and then I was like, nah, let her tell me.
I have another weird history for you today.
Fun.
And so, it's a bit less sad. There is a death of an animal.
Yes.
But it's, I believe, of natural causes.
Okay.
And that's the only death that's in this, which is good. So today I'm going to tell you about...
Speaking of almost death. What? Do you guys know that I saved this bitch's life when we were on our way to Milwaukee?
Okay, yeah, we do have to tell you this story real quick before I tell you this. What you know what's funny is I always try to build that moment up for you, but then I realized they already know because it's in the fucking title. So you guys know what this is about.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Already.
I don't.
But you don't. Okay, go on.
So we were originally going to fly from St. Louis to Indianapolis to Milwaukee. And then we realized that both Indianapolis and Milwaukee were within driving distance.
Yeah, like
and
3.5 hours.
Yeah, so we decided it was just going to make more sense for us, mostly because we had absurd
Oh my God, flights nowadays
layovers.
are absolute ass. Here's the deal. I don't know. I know we're potentially going to take a pause on tour. I don't know that I want to do tour again until they figure the fucking flight situations out. Because
they were going to have us leave St. Louis, fly to Atlanta, which if you don't know geography, we're in the middle, okay? They want to take us over to fucking
coast.
Georgia
Yeah.
and then back to Indianapolis, which was a 3.5 hour drive from St. Louis in the first place.
Yeah.
They wanted us to do a 3-hour layover in Atlanta. We were like, absolutely the fuck not.
And by the way, I looked at multiple different flights, and a lot of them were like one stop, or 2 stops.
No.
That's crazy.
No.
To
What's
get-
crazy? Flights.
Flights.
What's the deal with airline routes?
I hate them. Fuck you, airlines. Okay, anyways.
So we decided to drive. We drove to Indianapolis. That's where our families actually ended up meeting us in Indy, because Indy's not
fun.
that far from Ohio. And then we went to Milwaukee. We were told several times, be careful around Chicago. People are psychos.
Yes.
Well, they were certainly right.
They couldn't have been more right.
Right around Chicago, it's a 5-lane highway.
Ugh.
Brady's with us, and he's like, I hate city driving, but what I hate more than city driving is 5-lane highway.
No, nothing makes me feel like I can't breathe more than that many people going that fast and
Right.
switching lanes and all the...
And for whatever
It's too
reason,
much.
I'm fine. I'm very comfortable.
She's driving, so that's the good position to be in.
Yeah,
You're
if
the
I'm
one that's feeling fine.
Yeah. I don't love it, but I do think when I feel more in control of it, then I'm not as anxious.
Yeah.
So I had a vision. I'm driving. For whatever reason, it was 4 lanes, split 2 and 2, and then it came back together, and then it was 5. While we were splitting the 2 and 2, I have this vision that I'm going to have to get over to the shoulder. And in my mind, I'm like, I can't get over to the shoulder. If I have to get over to the shoulder, I'm going to hit this wall. There's not enough room for a car over here.
Yes, there was like a cement wall off the shoulder.
And so then
In the meridian.
then all 5 lanes come back together, and there's a little bit more room over there. I just thought it was my anxiety. I thought I was just having like a moment of panic, not a big deal. And then we're discussing, what the fuck were we talking about?
I don't know. I was on my phone, so I don't even remember.
I think Brady and I were talking about, we were talking about Clear.
Yeah. Doing the TSA.
Yes, we were talking about signing him up for Clear and what that is, because he didn't know what it was.
Home.
And all of a sudden, I see a car
Just coming right into our lane.
coming right for us.
Just swerving into it. Not like trying to get over, like quickly coming over.
No, it wasn't like a accidental, you were in my blind side, like my blind spot merge. It was, I'm trying to swerve out of another car's way and I'm swerving into you.
Yep.
And so right then I swerve and have to get over to the shoulder.
I just need you to know, because I was looking at my phone and all I hear is, and the car jerks really fast and my phone just goes, flies out of my hand, but my hand is still like this. It was like in a movie. I was like, whoa. And it goes under the seat. And I'm like, and then I kept my hand like this for a while because I thought we were going to fucking die at this point, because she's veering over right. I mean, we're headed straight for the concrete wall, going very fast.
Yeah.
And you didn't overcorrect or anything. You just perfectly got us back to normal. And then we just, for a while, just drove on the shoulder.
We drove on the shoulder until, well, that's because I couldn't get back over.
You couldn't? There were cars there.
Yes, because there were cars behind me too. So I waited until I had enough room, and then I merged back on, and the car is silent. The car is silent, and we're staring straight ahead, and Brady goes, "We'll talk about clear later." Okay. Yeah, I wasn't going to immediately jump back into that conversation.
Oh.
But then because of that,
was scary.
We get to the hotel and it's under Sierra's name and she doesn't have her wallet, and she now believes that she left her wallet at a farm in Indiana.
Newton County, Fair Oaks Farm. It is burned into my fucking brain. Okay. So we pull over in the middle of fucking Indiana as we're driving to Milwaukee at this Fair Oaks farm. Because it's
we were
cute.
so excited.
It's a little BP. And I go in and I have a little clutch wallet thing that I take with me everywhere. I usually just leave it. It's like a wristlet. Okay. And I thought in my head that I had it on me the whole time while I went to the bathroom, washed my hands, all of it. Then I can't find it in the car. I actually can't find it when we go to like get into our hotel. I can't find my ID. And I was like, well, fuck. They ended up doing it a different way, which was cool. But
yeah.
I'm like, I didn't see it in the car when I grabbed my stuff, which means I must have taken it off my wrist, set it on top of the toilet paper
She
thing.
created this entire scene of how she forgot it.
I was sick. I was sitting there just like vaping. You guys, I know I shouldn't because I'm getting over bronchitis, but when I tell you that I was so stressed, I thought I was going to pass out. So I'm just sitting outside just like, okay, it's okay, it's okay. But I'm like, all of my stuff, my ID, we have to fly home. I don't know how I'm going to get home. All of my credit cards, the key to our post office box, the key to our office, all of it's in this wristwatch. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm just like,
did you call it a wristwatch?
Wristlet. All of it's in my tiny wristwatch. It's basically Inspector Gadget.
It's my Mary Poppins wristwatch.
Oh my God. So I was sick about it. But so we're like, let's just go check the car. However, we had valeted the fucking car because we don't like to park in cities that we don't know. So we just are like, valet, take it.
Yeah.
So I go down and I'm like, can I just get the car to check it? He's like, do you want me to just go check it? And
he goes, like, do you trust me to bring it out? And she's like, honestly, I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
If you can find it, I don't care.
That's totally fine. So he goes in to the car, I guess, and we're sitting out there, and that's when I'm shaking and like, whatever. And he comes walking out and he has it in his hand. So it must have, during that moment where we almost died, it must have flew off the seat and underneath the car seat where you were sitting. And he found it. And I ran up to him, this poor sweet boy, because he's young looking.
She kissed him right on the mouth.
I literally said to him, I go, oh my God, thank you so much. I could kiss you on the mouth right now. And then he was like, all right.
A tip will do. You're like, just the tip?
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So anyways, all was fine. What I have for you today, though, is nothing like that.
Okay.
But there is death.
Okay.
And it's because we are going to talk about the 1970 Florence, Oregon exploding whale.
Exploding whale?
You know anything about this?
No.
I'm so excited to tell you. Your friend, our friend, my friend, Kat.
Yes.
Sent me this as a suggestion to do. And I'm so excited about it.
Kat would know what this is.
Yeah, she sure would. Okay, so basically, here's what you need to know about whales. Let me just give you a broad thing about whales real fast.
Oh my goodness. This is so funny because I read to you a poem that I found about that whale.
Yes.
What a serendipitous little moment.
You didn't even know.
I didn't. Do you guys want to hear it?
Yeah, I do.
Where the fuck's it at? Oh, here it is. Ready?
Yeah.
This is to the tune of I'm a bitch, okay? It says, I'm a bitch, I'm an orca, sinking yachts just off Majorca. I'm a sinner, I'm a whale. I'ma hit you with my tail.
Very nice. Beautiful.
And that was written by the exploding whale that you're going to tell us about.
Except that this whale was not an orca.
Okay.
It was a big boy. It was a big
blue whale?
Big fucker. I'll tell you exactly what it was. Actually, I don't know. No, I do. It was a
sperm whale?
You know sperm whales are big boys.
Yes, they are.
So here's the deal. What you need to know is that whales...
How many people got pregnant after that sperm whale exploded?
Sick! You're gross for that. Here's what you need to know.
We're all thinking it.
Whales die. That's just true.
That is true.
And sometimes their carcasses will wash ashore. However, they are fucking really big.
Yep.
Okay? And so if people don't take care of it, they stank. Okay?
Yeah.
They're gross, and then they'll decay, and then they will have a buildup of decomposition gases happening inside of them to where they will naturally explode.
This is a natural occurrence?
It could be. This one was not. But I'll explain.
Okay.
This is what they were trying to prevent.
Okay.
Was just an explosion of, and then, by the way, then you just have like guts all on your beaches. It's gross. Okay?
Guts on your bitch ass.
Guts on your bitch ass. So basically, this whale... Let me see if I can have the exact measurements of the whale. I would like to find it. On November 9th, 1970, a 45-foot long, 8-ton, that's 16,000 pounds.
Well, also 45 foot, that's 4.5 basketball hoops stacked on top of each other.
Yeah, very, very, very long. Sperm whale washed ashore at Florence on the Central Oregon coast. At the time, Oregon beaches were under the jurisdiction of the state's Highway Division, which after consulting with the United States Navy, they decide, okay, how are we going to do this? We have to get rid of it.
What's our game plan with this big boy?
And so what they're thinking is, okay, we run into boulders sometimes on highways and things of the such.
Yeah.
And how we get rid of those is we just stick a bunch of dynamite around them and we blow them up into manageable pebble-sized pieces.
No.
Yes.
No.
And so they decided that they would put dynamite all around this whale. They were going to put it on one side of it to try to blow it into the ocean. Okay? They want the blast to go this way.
Right.
Because in their mind, then scavengers, fish, seagulls, sharks, things like that.
They'll take care of it.
They'll take care of the pieces will be small enough, correct? Right. So George Thornton is an engineer. He's in charge of this operation. He's figuring it out. And he told an interviewer he wasn't sure how much dynamite he was going to be needing. By the way, I'm getting most of this from Wikipedia, but I'll link the other website.
So upset about this.
So they said, "Oh my God." Basically, this part's kind of this poor man. George Thornton was in charge of it. He's the engineer in charge, and the reason why he's in charge, he says, is that he was chosen to remove the whale because his supervisor had gone hunting.
So he's like, I only have to deal with this because this guy went hunting. Hey, you want to win some big game? There's a whole fucking whale for you to deal with.
There's a big carcass over here.
You want to shoot some shit? How about this guy? He's donated his body to science.
Please. So he's like, I don't really know how much dynamite we're gonna need, but how do you figure that out?
There's no equation, I don't think.
No. So they decide on 1/2 short ton. Whatever the fuck that means. But this is 450 kilograms, and I wish I knew.
I know, you're saying more measurement things that I don't know what that's about.
But basically, okay. I think it says, this is the dynamite. However, a military veteran with explosives training who happened to be in the area warned that the planned 20 cases, so it's 20 cases of dynamite.
Okay.
Was too much. And that 20 sticks of dynamite, which was just like 8.5 pounds.
Okay.
Would have been enough, but nobody listened to his advice.
Oh, no.
So, the dynamite was set to detonate on November 12th around 3:30, 3:45 p.m.
So, I don't know how many sticks are in a case.
I don't know.
But this man said we need 20 cases, and he goes, you need 20 sticks.
Yes.
You certainly don't need 20 cases.
Here's, in kilograms, hold on, look. Let me just tell you in this.
What the difference is?
20 sticks is 3.8 kilograms. They used 450 kilograms.
Oh my fucking God. Oh my fucking God.
So there's that.
Okay, how many sticks of dynamite are in a case? A case is 100 sticks.
And they used 20 cases?
They needed a quarter of a case. They needed 1/4 of one case, and they did 20 cases. That's, wait a minute. What's 20 times? 2,000 sticks?
I don't know.
Is that how, hold on.
Why are you asking me like I didn't fail math twice?
Wait. 100 times 20. Yeah, 2,000 sticks, and they needed 20. That's 1,980
Fuck yeah.
80 more sticks than they needed. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
How many? This was another thing that came up. How many sticks of dynamite was equivalent to the atomic bomb? That's what I want to know.
What the fuck?
That's another thing that came up.
You're going off the rails again.
Well, I just need to know, did they use an atomic bomb? It's about 20,000 tons. How much did they use?
Half a short ton.
Half a short ton. Okay.
So we're definitely not atomic bombing this.
We're not atomic bombing it.
Yes.
That's all right. But still, completely unnecessary amount.
Very unnecessary. So
I needed to know, where on the scale of like Nerf gun to atomic bomb, what did we do to this whale?
What did we do here?
Okay.
So they're set to detonate it on the afternoon of Thursday. They tell people show up to watch.
Right.
And so
it's like fireworks.
Yes. News cameras. By the way, there's footage of all of this.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
I encourage you to watch it. Because at one point, you can hear a woman. Oh, what does she say? She say Fred or something? She's like, it's okay, Fred. You can uncover your ears now or something like that. And then she says something like, watch out for, and I'll like, you. Okay. So
I'm upset.
Here they go. They're ready. They have people move about a quarter of a mile back.
Okay.
So that they can blast this thing into the ocean.
Okay.
What happens instead is they detonate it. They provide a countdown. Oh, I'm sorry. They didn't provide a countdown.
They didn't provide one?
They just fucking blew. Okay. And this is a direct quote. Which says, all of a sudden, there was a 100-foot geyser of blood, blubber, and sand going straight up into the sky.
Blubber is one of my least favorite things.
Well, you're going to really hate this next part.
Oh, God.
It was like a blubber snowstorm.
Blubber is so fucking gross.
Decaying blubber.
It's so gross. Do you guys know what blubber is?
Yeah.
It's fucking...
I've seen the movie. Oh, that's flubber.
That's flubber. It's like the fat.
Yes. It was like a blubber snowstorm with tiny particles of blubber floating down after the big chunks of it.
Dude, I had a loogie bottle, but this is going to make me fucking get sick.
Did you know you made Corey throw up with that story?
Yes, I did. I made every medical professional that responded, they were like, this is where I draw the line.
What's funny is,
hey, I'm not the only one.
Phlegm and stuff. Oh, no, you definitely were.
I'm not. My sick bitches rise up.
Yeah.
Okay.
They came out. So basically, this says, the few dozen spectators and reporters who came to watch the blast from what they thought was a safe quarter-mile distance away began screaming and running away because there was essentially decaying blubber rain raining down upon them.
Oh, no, it was like SeaWorld, but like zombie SeaWorld. And they're in the splash zone.
The smell was so bad that there were people throwing up.
I'm sure.
Retching as they were running away. No one, luckily, reported any big injuries because some of these pieces of blubber were like 3 foot big, raining down from 100 feet high.
A 3-foot rain cloud of blubber?
Do you know how I know about this 3-foot one? Because what it did fall down on was a car, and it smashed the entire fucking roof in of this car. What's funner is that car was just purchased at a recent sale. where the catchphrase for the sale was, "You're going to get a whale of a deal."
Oh, no. Oh,
funny.
no. And that's why you have to be careful with manifestation, people.
You really do.
You have to be careful. Your words are powerful, and you have to be careful.
People that were there said that the smell lingered on their bodies and clothes for days afterwards.
I'm sure. Why were they in the same clothes for days?
No.
That's
I think
fucking
just,
gross.
I think just trying
You know
to
what? That's a them problem. Change your clothes, you weirdo.
I think just after washing.
Oh.
You know,
I like the idea of them sitting in their clothes. They actually just went home, sat down, started staring up into space, and they're like, I can't believe this fucking happened. I'm covered in fucking blubber. You got to sell your house.
Yeah.
That's not just your clothes it's in
No,
the walls.
Stanks. Now it's
in the carpet.
Stanks. The shit is in us now. This was a direct quote again. It was kind of funny because I interviewed, this was one of the journalists there. I interviewed George Thornton afterwards, and he said it went exactly right. Except
He said this is what I wanted to happen.
this is great. Best case scenario. Except the dynamite cases funneled down into the sand instead of were angled, and that then directed the explosion straight up into the sky.
So he's like, had that
Been
correct,
then that would have been fine.
this would have been a success.
This would have been totally cool.
Instead, now I'm stuck paying for all these people's dry cleaning because of their blubber ass clothes.
Yes. Ending his story, this is, hold on. This is another news reporter, Paul Lindman of KATU TV in Portland, Oregon. Ending his story, he noted that, quote, "It might be concluded that should a whale ever be washed ashore in Lane County again, those in charge will not only remember what to do, they'll certainly remember what not to do." When 41 sperm whales beached nearby in 1979.
41?
I have really big questions about that. State park officials burned and buried them instead. Ooh, nothing's worse than stinky burned blubber meat. I don't know that that's better. I don't know.
I like the way, okay, I'm going to get sick saying this. But whenever I go to Hibachi and I get steak and they cut the fat off and they like go to put it in the little trash hole.
Okay.
I get so upset because that's my favorite fucking part.
Really?
Yeah, so in my mind,
eat?
Yes, to eat. No, just look at. To frame, take home with me, put it in my pocket.
Smell it.
Well, as well, I like that. I like it all. So in my mind, I'm like, I prefer that.
Yeah.
Because at least it's cooked.
Okay, fair.
I'm still upset about it.
Sick.
They buried them?
I guess.
Well, they wouldn't still be that big then, right? When you burn them, they probably mass
maybe
decreases
burned and buried would make sense. Yeah.
They just chose. They flipped a coin. You get burned. You get buried.
What's fun too is that George Thornton was promoted after this, several months after the incident, and served in the Medford office until his retirement.
And he said, "I'm going hunting."
Yeah.
This is going to be someone else's issue next time.
Fuck this.
I'm sorry, did you say 41 sperm whales beached?
Yes.
41?
That's why I have questions.
How many whales are in a pod? Here's what I found on the Google.
Okay.
It says, female and young male sperm whales are social with each other and are sometimes seen in pods or groups of up to 50 whales. So that's an entire fucking pod.
Jesus.
Shh. That's a lot of whales.
A shit ton of whales. Maybe those were all as big as the Big Daddy on the beach.
You gotta hope not.
You really gotta hope. So now they have bone fragments in a museum in Florence of the Florence exploding whale claw, and it's called Florence's Most Infamous Moment by the local press. Currently, Oregon State Parks Department policy is to bury whale carcasses where they land. If the sand is not deep enough, then they relocate them to another beach where they bury them. That's an insane.
How tall are whales? Like, how far are they digging down?
I don't know.
I have so many fucking questions.
I'm going to want to see that. Renewed
How
interest,
tall are
by the
whales?
way. I'm going to say this last part. The KATU footage resurfaced later as a video file on several websites, which then became a viral video. This is the one that I like to see. It's pretty ridiculous. A 2006 study found that the video has been viewed 350 million times across various websites.
Rightfully so.
In 2020, residents of Florence voted to name a new recreational area, Exploding Whale Memorial Park, in honor of the incident. And it also has a memorial plaque. For the 50th anniversary of the event.
I hope it's a water park and there's one of those whales that, like, there's a spout. It's just red.
KATU pulled the original 16 what's that?
Millimeter?
I guess 16 millimeter footage. Would that make sense?
Oh, yeah. That's probably the film that they were recording on.
I was like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Pulled this original 16 millimeter footage from the archives and released a remastered edition of the news report in 4K resolution.
4K? Hey,
4K.
No one needs that. No one needs to see that.
Commemorating the anniversary as well, locals were reported to visit the beach and dressed as whales.
Oh, I do love that.
So,
hey, we've talked about, like, if we were to start a cult.
Yeah.
I think part of a cult is, at least in my understanding, an important part of leading a cult is figuring out how you would end the cult altogether if needed to.
Okay.
We all dress up as whales and explode ourselves on the beach.
Okay, I'm down with that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Hey,
I don't want to have to do it, but I will.
We're not drinking Kool-Aid. We're not using traditional weapons. We're dressing up as whales and we're going to explode on the beach.
I can't wait. By
My
the way,
blubber's going to be raining down.
If you were curious, there's some other exploding whale incidents that I thought I'd just lightly touch on, since I know this wasn't a lot.
Before you tell me about that, can I tell you how tall sperm whales are?
Please.
They're between 6'9" and 11 feet tall.
That's a big, what the fuck?
That's like one of the tallest people. Like, I don't know what the tallest person is. I could continue my Google searching. However, I don't know. Let's say 7 foot. Okay.
It's more than that.
What's the tallest person?
It's like 7'9", I feel.
Okay, either way, that's still only a foot more than the shortest whale. Let's say we bury that person standing straight the fuck up. Okay? These whales are big and bigger. How far are you burying them down?
Do
you burn and bury? Because they're saying the carcasses you bury.
Maybe they let him, I don't know.
Are they going to just like
We're going to have to get, Kat, if you have, could you please answer some of these? Oregon, could you answer these?
Because it's in sand. So like that sand, the sand is going out and in and out and in. Like,
I'm just as upset about this as you are.
I want to know, Oregonians, have you had whales resurface?
Rise up. Ew, horrifying. All right, in 1928, entrepreneurs, I'm going to go really fast in these.
Yeah,
Are you
sure.
ready? In 1928, entrepreneurs Harold L. Anfinger and MC Hutton accidentally exploded a whale carcass they were attempting to preserve for a sideshow when the embalmer they hired badly misjudged the balance of salt and formaldehyde necessary to preserve the whale. Whale corpses, this is the next one. Whale corpses are regularly disposed of using explosives. However, the whales are usually first towed out to sea. Government-sanctioned explosions have occurred in South Africa, Iceland, and Australia.
Okay.
There was also another incident in Taiwan in 2004. This time, the explosion resulted from the buildup of gas inside a decomposing sperm whale, which caused it to burst. The cause of the phenomenon was initially unknown since it occurred in the spinal area of the whale. However, they believe that the spinal, it's spinal.
God, its back blown out? Is that what you're telling
yes,
me?
by another animal. It
did.
It had an injury probably to the spine.
Yeah, it did.
You know what I'm saying?
It sure did.
It took 3 large cranes and 50 workers more than 13 hours to shift the whale onto the back of the truck where they could then get rid of it.
Oh.
Anyways, the next one. A whale carcass adrift in the Icelandic harbor of, not going to say that word, Hafnarfnjörg.
Correct. That's obviously correct.
Was split completely in two by a controlled explosion on June 5th, 2005. The remains were then dragged out to sea. However, they soon drifted back and eventually had to be tied down.
Tied down?
Yeah, they married him.
That's a small ball and chain.
Okay.
Did they put concrete shoes on those whales? They said you sleeping with the fishes.
I hope so.
They were like, I always do.
That's where I want to be.
I'm never not sleeping with the fishes.
On September 2nd, 2010, a 31.2 foot humpback whale that had been stranded for 2 weeks near the Western Australian city of Albany was killed. By the Department of Environment and Conservation using explosives. The department had planned to let the whale die of natural causes.
But it was taken too long.
It took way too long, but decided to kill the animal with explosives themselves after it repositioned itself on a sandbar. So they were like, we'll just let it die. And then it was like, no, I'm actually going to settle on the sandbar. So it was probably just a very slow.
And at that point, it's like, let's put this whale out of its misery by going. Yeah.
Sure.
That's an accurate sound of an explosive, if you guys were wondering.
I knew it. Okay, 2 more. 3 more. 2 more. 3 more. A sperm whale carcass burst in France. Nope. On these
You guys ever been to Frenope? My family used to vacation there every year.
It's Vio Faroe Islands. That's so wrong and so disgustingly Caucasian of me to say it like that, but I'm sorry. On November 26, 2013, when measures were taken to avoid a larger burst by perforating its skin, so they poked holes in it so it could the gases could seep out.
You guys ever make one of them like Hormel fucking microwave meals? You gotta puncture the top.
Oh my God, I don't know.
So it doesn't explode.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. Except it did explode. They punctured it and then it exploded.
It still exploded.
Speaking of things in the microwave, I don't know if you stayed for my stream the other night because you were on it for a little bit.
I tried,
it's okay. But
my kids made me fight them with swords.
Totally fair. Totally fair. My kid tried to light the house on fire again. Corey comes running downstairs and he's like, hey, just so you know, if you start to smell smoke, everything is fine. Noah did put ramen in the microwave with no water.
My sister did that once.
Everybody in the chat was like, that's a canon event.
Yep.
We've all been there.
Yep.
They were like, I did that in college.
Yes.
So.
Sam did that in college. It wasn't ramen, though. It was stuffing for Thanksgiving.
Oh, my God.
I know. Ruined everyone's experience. It smelled horrible in the house. Almost blubbery whale-like.
Burnt blubbery whale-like. 2 more. In April 2014, officials in Trout River, Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada expressed concern that the carcass of a blue whale, which had washed ashore, might burst as it had expanded to twice its normal size from trapped gas. And then guess what? They don't tell me what happened, so I guess we'll never know.
We will never know. You know what? I do identify with a whale because there would be trapped gases within me as well.
Remember on tour the one time? Where the fuck were we? I think we were in Boston or DC. And I was like, look at how bloated I am. I literally looked like 4 months pregnant because I was just so bloated from being gassy.
My bloating is so painful now because I have a scar from my procedure and like there's nowhere for it to go. I'm like a pinched off balloon.
Ow.
And I just like inflate and I'm like, I think I might explode.
Last one. One of 3 sperm whales that had died after becoming beached on the Lincolnshire coast near...
Why'd you do this to yourself?
Skegness? Skegness?
What did you call me?
Kingdom.
It's a United Kingdom.
The Skegness United Kingdom. In January 2016, burst due to a buildup of gases in the carcass after a marine biologist cut into it while trying to perform a post-mortem. The bursting caused a huge blast of air.
Oh no. While he's cutting into
it? That's horrible. That's horrible.
I hate this. Horrible.
It's absolutely horrible.
Absolutely horrible.
Well,
I hated that.
That's what I have for you today. None of it's good. All of it's stinky blubber facts. I hope you learned something. I hope you had a good time. I hope you will send me more of these because I like to know what your town is known for. What exploded in your town that made you famous? That's what I want to hear.
Oh, well, I don't know that I want to hear it. Don't send her anything. No, that's Kat, thank you so much for that. That was terrible.
I loved every minute of it.
I hated it all. I learned a lot about whales though.
I know it. And explosives.
I agree. I did. Yeah. Well, all right. Thank you so much for those horrible whale facts.
Hey, yeah, no problem. And if you want more from us, you can go to patreon.com/ladiesandtangents. We have an episode coming out this Friday.
Yes, we sure do.
We were going to put it out last Friday, but tour things were happening. And so then we realized we have more Fridays. So
we're going to push this bitch back a little bit.
So we did. So it is coming out this Friday.
Yes.
And then if you want to see us on tour, please go to ladiesandtangents.com and
see what cities near you, and you can get tickets. Yes. And you can go there and you can come hang out. It's a silly, goofy time.
And if you want to tell me your exploding stories and every other story, including confession ones, because I have some good confession ones rolling in, please send them to landtstories@gmail.com. That T is very important. So it's like ladies and tangents stories, landtstories@gmail.com. Send us your shit.
After you're done, perusing our Patreon and also seeing, checking out our website, because it's not just tickets to the show. There's also merch. We have some exciting merch pieces coming out.
Yeah.
Spooky season and also
the holidays.
The holidays.
Isn't it crazy that the holidays are coming up this quickly?
They couldn't come fast enough, is all I'll say. This year, the faster it goes for me, the better is all I'll say.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not trying to wish time away, but
no. But for this season of life,
tick, let's get going.
This season of life could go a little bit faster. It is funny though, because somebody did just ask me. They were like, "Are you going to miss tour like when it's over?" And it's like, it's so funny because right now I'm looking at like just the end of it, not wanting to wish it away, but just like wanting a period of time where I can get a routine down again, where I can get like a new normal, where I'm not living with my suitcase open.
Yeah.
Because I haven't even put it away, because for the next 2 rounds, we're here, then we're gone. Then we're here, then we're gone.
Yeah.
So, and then we're back home for good. So I just kind of have it open in my bedroom. And I'm like, as much as I am ready for that peace, I know I'll be sad when it's over.
I think
those moments that we have on tour are so fun and special.
I'm definitely not trying to wish it away. However, the entirety of tour, I've also been
going through some shit.
Going through my own personal life.
Yeah.
Season of change.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I would love our next tour to happen when at least one part of my life is settled.
100%.
Because truly, the entirety of this tour, I have been
going through. Yeah.
So,
literally, wow. Actually, what's
the entirety
very strange is like from beginning to end.
To end.
Wow. That's very crazy.
Is very wild to think about.
Well,
and I look forward to that being taken off my plate.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, this Friday, Ollie is having his tonsils out.
Yeah.
And that's going to be another thing. That's a tough thing to navigate as well. Because, I'll be home for like 4 or 5 days after, and then I have to
go
leave
again.
And then I'll come back. So, I mean, I'm happy that I'll be there for like the procedure and then like the first few days of his healing until he starts to get back on his feet again and feeling a little bit more normal. They said the first 2 weeks are the roughest.
Yeah.
And, so I'm happy that I'll only be gone for like 3 days of that recovery.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to life chilling out a little bit, but same as you, I will miss it when it's done, because there's nothing like being in a room full of our friends.
Oh,
you know
100%. I mean? Yeah. And I was just telling Corey, I'm like, I'm already having like nostalgia where I'm like, aw, moments about the beginning part, like the first part, and we're on the second part now, and I'm just like, I know that I'll be sad about it, but it won't be the end.
Yeah.
It'll
No,
just be
definitely. And we
a
have
break.
We have
for a
like
minute.
multiple ideas for at least 2 future tours, and we're very excited about that.
Yes, we sure do. We've got actually a lot of ideas for a lot of things. Speaking of, by the way, Patreon people, we have ideas for you coming. So we're gonna do a live.
There's gonna be an overhaul.
There's
gonna be an overhaul of some stuff. Stay tuned. Again, apologies. The amount of stuff that's going on is spreading us quite thin, and I'm so sorry that that's not been something we've been able to
like
communicate to you just yet.
Yeah, because there's a lot of like also personal things going on, like deeper than the things that you know about.
Yeah,
it's very much I get knocked down, but I get up again.
But what I was also going to say is, if you made it this far, thank you guys for hanging out, and I would love it if you took a second to rate, review, subscribe,
please
download. It helps us so fucking much.
Helpful.
And I'll tell you, after we started, advocating for ourselves in that way, we did then hear from people who were saying like, hey, it's making a difference.
Yes.
So thank you for making a difference for us. Please continue doing that. Please. Thank you so much for taking your grandma and your boyfriend's phones and just downloading all of our stuff. It
means a lot.
Yeah.
And it helps a lot. So yeah, we appreciate you so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much for hanging out. That was that on Exploding Whales.
It sure was.
We love you so much. And we'll see you next week.
All right.
We're out.
Goodbye.